woke up feeling a little uneasy this morning because of the weather probably, and I'm afraid again that I might get those allergies that I had last week, because I've been to downtown with my husband yesterday and we bought something and I forgot to wear the thick coat thinking that it's not that cold. So I began feeling some itchy parts on my skin. But while I was thinking of things, I remember that I still need to vlog about the flagpoling incident of some Filipinos who I was able to talk to. It's not just one person, guys. There are several of them who were really adamant in saying that they were able to get their work permit at the border despite their status, their visitor status. So if you want to know what the IRCC agents told me when I called them, because I was able to call 4 or 5 of them, and they actually had varied answers. However, there's one who really elaborated more on those cases. Yes. But before I let you hear our conversation, or maybe just let you know about the conversation that we had, with that agent, I'd like to tell you a little bit on the background of the temporary policy that says tourists can apply within Canada for a work permit, and that was imposed from August 2020 and was extended and supposedly has to end next year on February 2025. However, there had been an abrupt decision to end this temporary policy last August 20. So basically it only ran for 4 years, yeah. And many have been successful in that pathway. That's a temporary, we still call it PR pathway, because there were really some who were able to have their permanent residency in Canada. And so many foreigners flocked into Canada, even if COVID was not anymore a problem globally, because Canada found something good about the program. Because okay, let's start. Why did Canada government impose this on August 2020? So there had been a shortage of workers inside Canada, and there had been disruptions on some who were work permit holders before and changed their status to visitors, and who weren't able to get another status of or to get another work status because of many businesses closing. So it was a humanitarian action for the Canadian government to impose this policy so that those who have visitor status here can still have the grace, the option to convert their work permit without going out of Canada. As you know, before, you cannot apply online for work permit while inside Canada. That should be outside Canada, and you have to wait for an average of 4 months to 6 months, or 3 months to 5 months, depending on which program you're applying, depending on which career you're actually at. And so these temporary policy gave a lot of hope and a lot of freedom for tourists to look for jobs here, maybe LMIA or LMA exempt jobs, and just apply inside Canada or wait for the work permit to be approved while enjoying Canada. And there is also one other good option that would let them work immediately right after they receive or they complete the documents or requirements needed for them to convert their tourist visa to work permit. And guys, that is flagpoling. So for those of you who do not know what flagpoling is, it is actually an action of going to the flagpole, exiting the border of Canada. This is a land trip, guys, and then going to the border of US. That's why it's called flagpole, because you gotta pass by 2 flagpoles. Iikot po kayo. It's a flagpole to flagpole transaction. That's why, again, they coin it as flagpoling. So it's only a few hours or for only a few minutes, you'd be able to convert your visit visa status to work permit. And that's a very convenient way of becoming a worker here, legal worker in Canada, because you don't have to wait for several months just to be able to work legally on site. So this has been the practice of many visitors here who are immediately needed at by their employers, or who immediately need to work. They don't have to wait again for 4 months or 6 months just to be approved of the work permit, but they can have the option of going to the flagpole, exiting the flagpole of Canada, turning around the flagpole of US, and getting their work permit in just a few minutes, just a few hours. So during those times, it was really it boosted the confidence of many visitors who are already here, since many have been approved. But by the time that the temporary policy of converting visitor to work permit inside Canada has ended, or had been ended on August 28th this year, it followed that flagpoling should also be stopped. It implied that doing flagpoling is also not allowed anymore. Yes, I called IRCC several times about it, because I tried applying online for a work permit just for the sake of trying, guys. And you can no longer apply online starting August 2029. That's when I started trying. There's no option for you if you declare that you're a visitor here, and you cannot proceed to apply online for a work permit. I tried calling IRCC thinking that it might be a different case if you just do flagpoling, but they told me that it's also not allowed anymore. Sad. Yeah, many have been so depressed. There are those who were just on their way to Canada on that day, bearing visitor visas, hoping that they'd find LMIA jobs or LMIA exempt jobs and convert their work permit to visit visa, but were affected by that change. And maybe a month or two after that, I had noticed that many are already posting. Many Filipinos, not too many Indians, have been posting in Quora, Reddit, on Facebook, that they were still able to get work permit at the border. So I was questioning if those were legit, so I PM'd some. Yes, they told me, some replied. They told me it's really possible, still possible. There are even some who already had their tickets in case they are denied at the border. They would exit to the Philippines and process their work permits there. And so I had the courage of calling IRCC again several times, because guys, the agents in the different services of Canada, government services, departments of Canada, has sometimes varied answers, varied opinions on different angles, on different policies. So when I called 1, 2, 3 agents, I was losing hope that there might be a chance of flagpoling, that what those Filipinos told me were not that true. Maybe they had already filed the LMIA before August 28th. That was what I was thinking. And there might be some information that were not aligning, because the IRC really told me otherwise, that it's not really allowed anymore. Flagpoling is not allowed anymore. So when I was able to speak to this 3rd or 4th agent, she told me that actually, yes, it happens. She heard about it also. And I was also able to call another agent telling me that it's not legal anymore, it's not allowed anymore. They're trying to eradicate or to discourage everyone to go to the border, even the PGWP holders, but it is still the discretion of the immigration officers at the border. So your work permit is still at the mercy of the immigration officers at the border. So maybe, she said, if that happened to some visitors, they were able to get their work permit at the border despite the fact that it's not even allowed anymore, then maybe the officer had weighed the pros and cons, or had sympathy on the side of the applicant and allowed it. It can happen, she said. So yeah, this is true, guys. I really want to add here the recording that I was only able to record 2 conversations, but I think I'll do it in another vlog. They said it's still the discretion of the officer. So what does this mean? This probably mean that there's still hope for some visitors to attempt and try at the border if they can get hold of their work permit, if the officer that they talk to or they're able to transact with have this compassion to their situation, or maybe just really want to give a chance to the applicant. And nothing is impossible. It can happen. It actually happened already to some of my fellow Filipinos, and it's not, guys, it's not allowed anymore. But again, it's still the discretion of the officers at the border, so you still have a chance. So if you want to try it, just be prepared. Just don't expect that what happened to those Filipinos that I talked to will also be granted to you. I mean that the officers would do the same to your case, even if you go to the same border, because again, this is supposedly not allowed anymore. Okay, so I wish you all the best. If you want to try, just be prepared of the outcome, and there's no harm in trying, but of course we have the expenses and the possibility of being sent back to your home country once this is refused. So just be prepared with tickets. You can book refundable tickets, right? So just go with it. Just go with it. I hope you have a great day ahead, and I hope you weigh the pros and cons of this situation and decide whether you really want to do flagpoling once you find your employer here. Wish you all the best.